Hi, my name is Yasmine. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I talk about all things to do with money, budgeting, careers, positive mindset, and anything in between. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please go ahead and subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So today I'm super excited to take you through page by page my newly launched as of today 6-month budget planner. There's a lot more in there than just planning out your budget on a month by month basis. So I wanted to make this video to show you exactly what you're getting, the different tools that are all to do with goal setting, linking your budget to your goals, and also reviewing on a monthly basis how you're progressing. So let me take you through the pages now. Okay, so here is my proof copy. This is not exactly as the finished product will be, but I'll take you through that. This is my, my first sort of proof from the printer. So yeah, it's super exciting. I've actually, at the point of making this video, I've already sold some. So first of all, the coil will be white. The front cover will be white, but it will have the intentional money planner design on it. This is a very wobbly card, and basically they will be doing very hard board. It'll be like a hardback book where the front is printed and then wrapped around a bit of board and then with a lining there. So it will be really, really sturdy. You won't be able to bend it at all. And that will be on the front and the back. And as I say, this will be white, and there will also be a ribbon. So no matter where you are in the book, you can use the ribbon to not lose your page. I very deliberately wanted to try and make it as eco-friendly as possible. So I haven't used like plastic coatings and stuff. I've done everything I can, and the packaging as well will be as eco-friendly as possible. I just wanted to try and avoid plastic. So the front cover, as I said, will have the intentional money planner on it. The paper as well, you can see through this, but this is 100 GSM, and in the real thing it will be 120 GSM, so it'll be thicker. So this planner belongs to, so you can just write your details and contacts there. And then going straight in, so there's an introduction here that just talks a little bit about me and why I created this planner, then how to use it, the things that you can do to make it yours, and then some links to like where you can find videos and stuff, because obviously I will be using this planner too. Then we go straight into Wheel of Life. This is just talking about all of these different parts of your life and thinking about how happy you are, how satisfied you are with them. So we start from number 1 in the middle and go up to 9, and the different areas are contribution to society, finances, health, fun, romance, personal development, friends and family, career or business. And there's a little space down here as well. I think you can just about see that on the camera. There's a colour, so it's all colour printed inside as well, to just document your thoughts and feelings after having done this. I think this is such a good tool because it really brings up parts of your life that you might not be focusing on at the moment, but actually you might realise with a little bit more focus you could be lots happier. So yeah, that's really like not to do specifically with budgeting, but it's a helpful thing to understand because you then can start to weave your priorities from this perspective into your budget. Then we go on to this double page spread, my vision for my life. So it's the same sections that we saw on the Wheel of Life, and I've just given you completely like free boxes. And so some people like to draw or write different things. How would you like these parts of your life to look? So it's almost assessing where you're at here and then putting down what are you aiming for with those different parts of your life. Then we've got the monthly focus tracker. Now, whilst most of this planner is about budgeting, I wanted to put this in here so that you could focus on these things. So you've got goals, priorities, and self-care. And I have personally found that on a budgeting journey, no matter what your goals are, quite often it's a long journey, whether that's getting out of debt or saving. And sometimes when we're really focused on something like money, we can forget things like self-care. So I just wanted this to be in here as a reminder. And so basically this whole planner is undated. So whenever you get it, you can put the month in there. There's 6 spaces for 6 months, and just for you to document what your goals are, what your priorities are. And there are some spelling mistakes here, by the way, but that is not obviously not in the real one. And then what your self-care is for that month, like just your focus. And another thing to mention as well, so me having like ADHD and dyslexia, and not the best sort of like ability to stay kind of on task, I find when I had planners that were dated, I would like skip a month and forget to do it for a month, and then I would have lost all those pages. That's one of the reasons why I've made this undated. So if you start in January and you fall off the wagon in February, you can come back and that can be March. You know, you don't have to waste space. Then we've got some space to work out your monthly expenses and your yearly expenses. It's quite an open space, and this is really just working out every month what are the things that you know you're going to be paying out, and then what are the things that you will need to pay out on a yearly basis. That can be bills like your water rates, or it could be something like your car insurance, which for a lot of people is once a year, but it could also be birthdays, Christmas and things like that. And then there's just space to say how many months have you got left until you need to pay that thing. And so then it helps you to calculate, if you've got 6 months until your car insurance is due when you're starting this, then how much per month are you going to have to put to one side? So it's really just the pre-planning before you do your budget, so you can capture as many of those sort of like monthly or yearly expenditures before you start to plan. This is one of my favourite pages. So I often get asked, like, how do I prioritise? I think this tool will work really well for big purchases, but I think, you know, you can kind of use it with anything. But the idea is the top section is for low cost and the bottom section is for high cost. And then you've got need and want. So if you think about, I would love to have a new car. There's nothing wrong with mine at the moment, but I really, really like Jeeps. So Jeep is a want and it's a high cost. So it would go into this box, which here says assess. So that's just to assess, is it really a priority? If there was something like, my trainers have broken and I wear them every day, and I've seen some trainers that are 20 quid in the shop, then it would go into need and low cost. And then that says prioritize. So if it's low cost and you need it, that looks like it's going to be quite a high priority. And then I've just put a little on hold column underneath. And then like throughout the planner, I've just put like little reminders, like, remember, there's no right or wrong here. It's your budget. It's what you want to spend your money on. But this is just a tool to help you if you do have anything that is kind of tricky to decide how much of a priority it is. Then I've got a sinking funds planner, so you can list out the different sinking funds, which will essentially be based on the things that you're going to have to be paying out on a yearly basis if you want to start saving for them in a sinking fund. And then maybe you've done your prioritization and you can actually plan out what you think your sinking funds are going to look like. And then I've just put a minimum and a maximum, whether you're doing them on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. And you can just, again, it's for planning it out before you do your budget. 6-month sinking fund tracker. So this is more of an actualization page. I've done this at the front because you haven't got like a sinking fund tracker on a monthly basis. You'll do your monthly stuff and then you'll come back to this section and put in your actuals. But it is really useful to track them across 6 months, because even if you're making slow but steady progress, it's really positive to see that you've got sinking funds in place that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And for anyone who is new to my channel, there is also a glossary in the planner for all of the terminology that I use in the book and am using now. There's a 6-month debt tracker. So again, you can list out your debts and then any payments that you make on a monthly basis, again, to see the progress that you're making along with the 3 months. Once again, everything is blank, so you can put your months in yourself. And so here we are going into the first month. I have tried to make this planner like a journey. It's a 6-month journey from month 1 to 6. So I've put number 1, but if you want to put in January, there's 3 spaces here for you to use as you wish. So you can put January, February, whatever the month is. But the idea is to get from start to finish month 1 to 6, and it will take you on a journey where you will see progress. Then we go into some monthly gratitude. So there's 5 spaces here. I suggest trying to fill these out as you're starting to plan the month, but you can always come back throughout the month when you are recognizing things that you're truly grateful for and just want to document it. There are 3 spaces for top priorities for the month, and then some space for positive affirmations. I have also put a little box which is my why. So from all of the work that you've done in the the bit before, just really understanding like what are you trying to achieve and why, which will obviously be very personal to you. I personally don't believe that I got out of debt because I wanted to be out of debt. I think I got out of debt because I wanted to buy my ex out of the house. So that was like a much more deep-rooted reason why for me, and that helped me like push forward with it and focus on it so much. And then just 3 little spaces for like any notes that you need for that month. This is my favorite page. The amount of time I spent trying to get these little things the right size. So this is the monthly spread. Again, it's all completely dateless. You can purchase, I don't sell them, but you can purchase little date stickers from lots of different people on Etsy. So there are 5 weeks here. So if you're a full week budgeter or a monthly budgeter, this should be enough. And there's some space for events and spends. So this is where you're starting to plan things that you know are coming up, goals and actions and notes. Then we come on to the sort of standard budgeting pages. So you've got monthly income and financial goals. You've got income type, the day that it's due to come in, what you've planned to receive. So one thing that I think is a bit different about my planner compared to lots of the ones that I've seen is I have included an allocated column. I find it useful to track what it is, when it's due, what my planned is. So I would typically do that way ahead of the month beginning, and then allocated, because depending on when you get paid, you might get different amounts of money throughout different times of the month. You might then have an online bank account that's got different places or different pots where you put the money in and then the bill comes out of that. So that's what I do with my Starling account and also Monzo. So allocated for me, I use as I've planned it to be 100. I got paid and I put 100 to one side in a pot for that specific bill. It hasn't come out yet, so actual might not be filled out, but at least I know I've allocated it. So that's the way I move my money around. And that was the bit that for me kind of spurred me on to create these planners, because I actually micromanage my money and I have all of those steps. Then there's a space for actual and rollover. I've also put a column on all of these pages that just has like, it's just a blank column, and you can use it for whatever you want. If there's something separate that you want to track, or you kind of want to use it for something of your own, then that is obviously there for you to do. I personally use it to sort of tick that I've finished doing that line. I have weekly overview here. So this is purely actuals, and it's a bit of a summary page. So as I was saying, as you'll go through the months, there are weekly pages that you'll fill out, but then you'll come back to these monthly pages and just fill the actuals out, and then if you need to refer back to them to plan the following month, it will be really helpful. So I've just got all the different sections: income, fixed expenses, variable, etc., weeks 1 to 5, and then total, just so you can see what like your total income was versus your total fixed expenses all in one place. Then we've got the variable expenses, the same format as the others, debt or savings, and then sinking funds. Then we go into the weekly spreads. So there is 5 each for each month. So I've got week 1, and there's a place to put the starting date. There are 2 white boxes. I don't know if you can quite see that from there, but there are 2 white boxes here, which I personally use for a little M for Monday and then the number for the date. And again, I didn't want to make it like Monday starting or Sunday starting, because some people like different things, and some people like to run their weeks Friday to Friday because that's when they get paid. So it's totally free for you to use how you wish. So on the weeks, you've got income for that week, fixed expenses for that week, variable expenses for that week, and then sinking funds for that week as well. Then you'll go on to the next week. So you've got week 2, week 3, week 4, and just so you can see here, you do the same kind of thing where you're planning it through here, and then you're constantly calculating how much you've got remaining to take it to the next thing. So my recommendation is always your income, then your fixed expenses, then your variable expenses, then your sinking funds, and then remaining and rolling over next week. So you can then carry that number onto the following week when you're doing the weekly planning. But again, it depends on your budget whether you'll be using all 5. I was budgeting 4 weekly, but I am moving to monthly budgeting, so I will be using all 5. You then also have for each month 4 pages worth of spending trackers. Now, these are for you to use as you wish. You can just track everything in one space. You can divide them up to make them different accounts. You can track like particular like cash spends or something like that. Use them however you wish. And I've also included a category column. So again, you might want to categorize your spending in a different way so that you can analyze it. I know lots of people highlight their different spends. So that is just there for literally for you to use how you wish. Again, I've got the little checkbox at the bottom. Then at the end of each month, we've got like a review and reflections page. So things that went well, things you'd like to improve, and then having a little bit of a think about your relationship with money, how it is currently and what your desired relationship with money is. And then a reminder of your why. So if we think back to the beginning of the month, we talked about what is your big why about why you want to get out of debt, or why you want to save up money, or why you just want all of your money to be spent more intentionally, however that is. So yeah, just a reminder at the end of the month. I'm really trying to flow through the like targets and goals of your life into your budget. Then we've got a wheel of life update. So exactly the same as the previous, but we just update it according to how you're feeling now after this month. And then here's space to make some actions from your findings from this. And then we go into month 2. You'll have exactly the same for month 2, then 5 weeks again, and spending trackers, the review and reflections, and then you'll go into month 3. That will continue until month 6. So you get 6 months of that. And obviously we end on a wheel of life, so you'll know exactly where you are, what progress you've made. One thing that isn't in this one is the glossary of terms. So the glossary of terms will be in the final planner as well as those really lovely hard backs and covers and white wire and a ribbon to just hold your page wherever you are. So that is my planner. As you guys will have seen, I have been using these pages for quite a while on my videos. These are all jumbled up because they fell on the floor. So I've been using them just to sort of practice, check them out, make sure they're working. So if you want to see them in action, any of the other videos where I've done my budgeting, you'll be able to see that. And then obviously from this point onwards, I will also be using the planner. So if you've got any questions, leave them below. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. Obviously, I will link my shop in the description below. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys think of it. Thanks so much for watching. If you do fancy purchasing one of these, please let me know. Let me know what you think of it. This is the first time I'm bringing out a product. Yeah, I'm so excited. I've been working on it for such a long time in the background. And to be honest with you, I almost gave up and decided to just like do it next year. And someone said like, Yasmine, you've already like done most of it. You're using the sheets. And every time I upload a video, somebody says, oh, they're such nice sheets. I'd love to purchase them. And yeah, so she just really pushed me forward. So I'm so grateful for that. Please don't forget to ask any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.